Hello everyone, Mr. Kuntar01 here with another vlog. However, this one's a little bit different as I do not really want to show my face. It's kind of been changed. um, this is the first video I've uploaded in a long time, and as the name suggests, it is my last goodbye. And it's not a goodbye as in I'm going somewhere. Um, it's more of a goodbye to someone that I really called close. Um, and I'm pretty sure that everyone that watches this is like, oh, it's just a girlfriend. You're going to get over it eventually. Well, it's been 2 months, and I still haven't. And you can call me weak all you want. But I still miss her, and there's nothing I can do about it. Um, and I guess the whole point of this is really just for me to try and get myself to move on. Because this has changed my life really for the worst. Um, going through the breakup and everything. And this video kind of serves the purpose to, I guess, relive everything for one last time. Because I know that it'll probably never happen again. Maybe one day this video will be shared somehow and someone will show her the video. So she can see just how much she changed my life. For the better, actually. She saved me. And a lot of this is going to be the pronoun game, because I'm not going to embarrass her by using her name. But to everyone that knows me in real life, I'm pretty sure y'all will know who I'm talking about, because it's my most recent relationship, and it's the one that has probably changed me the most. So, this isn't in any way made to be a guilt trip of any sort. This is made kind of just, I guess, for people to see just how much of an effect she had on my life, and all the things that she did for me, and everything that she's ever done for me. And this will hopefully explain why it's so hard for me to move on, and why I'm having such a tough time doing it. So, it all started back when, the end of the year, senior year high school. And we didn't really know each other. We'd known each other throughout the entire year. Like, I'd say about January we started talking. But it wasn't anything major. It was a simple hi, how are you? We met at a lunch table, actually. And the way we met actually became kind of the staple of our friendship. Was I had thrown a grape at you and quoted a reference of a TV show I watched. And it kind of just went on from there. You and I talked. We didn't really get too talkative, but you and I did talk. And little did we know that we had liked each other at the time. And yeah, we did like each other, and we just didn't know it. Now, at the time that we did start talking, I had actually gotten out of another relationship that ended up being really bad. And looking back on it, I know that that relationship probably wasn't the best relationship in the world. So, a few months passed, and I was battling depression at the time, and I know that I'd been talking to some people about stuff. And towards the end of the year, a mutual friend kind of got us really talking. And this was after I had started using Instagram. And it was interesting because I promised myself I never would. And yet there I was. And then you ended up finding me on it. And we started talking a lot, actually. We got to know each other really well. We talked about who we were. Just kind of got to know each other. At the time, you were in a relationship with someone else. And it was really kind of the point that I was talking to you, that I was in a way giving you advice, or at least so it seemed. and we kind of both determined that it wasn't the best relationship for you to be in. And so we continued talking, got through prom, and we talked even more. Um, and within the last couple of weeks at school, we really started talking a lot. Um, so the week prior to graduation was a graduation party for you, and you had broken up with your boyfriend because it was that time that you guys broke up, and you invited me over. So I went over to your aunt's house actually, and we hung out. Had the person that introduced us over as well, and it was on that day, June 11th of 2017, that you and I officially got together. And God, that was probably one of the happiest days of my life. But little did I know that on that day, my life would also change forever. Because I'm pretty sure I've told you this, but this might be news to anyone that's watching this. Was I had actually been contemplating taking my life the weeks prior to it, and you ended up saving me. I don't know how, but you saved me. So we started dating, and it was a pretty good relationship at the start. A lot of, and this is all within the first month. That a lot of this happened. We went through graduation together. And we went to the all-night grad party together. Now, the all-night grad party was kind of the night that solidified our relationship, because we did just about everything together. And being the all-night grad party, we ended up staying all night, and you ended up getting mad. Not necessarily with me, but just with everyone because of how tired everyone was. And I almost felt like I was pushing you away. And that was kind of the first scare I had in the relationship, was I thought I was pushing you away, and that you were just saying yes to me to make me feel better. But later that night and into the morning, you said that you thought that I was going to break up with you for it. And there was no way in hell I was going to, because I loved you so much. So we continued dating, and the relationship only got better from there. We hung out a lot, and it actually was at the point where I was coming to your house after work just to talk with you. I would try to get out early, or I would try and finish on time just so I could get out of work and come see you for a little bit. And we would talk. We'd sit in my car in the parking lot and just talk. We'd talk about everything. We made jokes. We told stories. But most of all, we were just there for each other. We kind of made it so that the world didn't suck so bad. You told me about some stuff that I will take to my grave, and I'm not even going to go in detail here, but you trusted me. And you told me everything. And I told you everything. You know more about me than anyone else. And you're the only person that knows stuff about me. And I never thought I'd be able to tell anyone what I told you. You fixed me in a way. You made me more alive. You brought me back. Our first month anniversary, we ended up going out and kind of just hanging out. We got dinner that we didn't really eat. We found a parking lot, just talked. We drove around, and really that's what we did. That was how you and I were. I'd pick you up, and we'd just go out and do stuff. We'd follow roads, and we just enjoy each other. Our first adventure together was we got in the car and we drove to Maryland. And we got all the way out there, and we turned around and we're like, "Oh my God, we made it to Maryland!" And so we kind of just drove around for a while, taking the highway, took it back, and We just enjoyed each other, sang songs in the car, listening to My Chemical Romance, discovered new music. We just had a good time. Then I met your family. That was actually really, really scary for me because I'm not one to make impressions on families. At the time, your dad apparently did not know that we were dating, and so when I went over, I tried to be on my best behavior. Your mom already knew because you told her, but your dad did not. But we found out at the end of the night that he did know, and apparently I was actually liked by the family, and I was proud because it's like I've actually been accepted by the family, and it was new to me. So uh, suddenly I had no new place to be. I was allowed to come over for dinner. I was invited over for family events. I was accepted. Um, and life went on well. You and I started talking about life in the future, and that was kind of when the bad things started happening because suddenly the person that introduced us had become a two-faced person, and she was telling you stories about how I might still have feelings for my ex, and I didn't, and I couldn't because of what she did to me, and I had to prove to you that I would never leave you, I would never hurt you, and I would never do anything to you, and I was up all night to make sure that I didn't ruin you because I love you so much. And sorry. Um and that was kind of the first volley I had with losing you. And I was so afraid I was going to lose you. And it took everything in me not to have a full on mental breakdown that night because I was so afraid that you were going to leave me. And it was for something that I had no control over. Because I wanted you to believe me, and I still want you to believe me. But either way, eventually I did block the person as you had asked, and that in a way kind of led to my downfall later because of how things work out. So for the second month of our relationship, everything got really, really good. We did a lot more together. We went on more adventures. Um, we did so much more stuff. We went to different places. We tried different things. Um, hell, we went to the mall. Um, and that was kind of one of the best adventures I ever had because I'd never really been to a mall with anyone before. And we just went around the mall. We talked. We laughed. We had a good time. We just hung out. In a way, the relationship wasn't so much of a hey, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. It's we're best friends and we're together. This is what matters. That's the relationship, and that's what it was to me. It was you were my best friend, and I just happened to have the perk of you dating me, and me being able to call you mine, and you call me yours. Um, for our second anniversary, we didn't actually go out and eat anything. We actually I had gotten into an accident, and it had taken my car away from me. And you were supportive of me the entire time. You were telling me, "Oh, it's gonna be better. Everything's gonna be fine. The car's gonna be fine." And you got me through it. So at the time, I actually had a rental car, and we made jokes that, in comparison, my car was a sailboat, and the car I was in, the rental car, was a barge. And that was one of the many jokes we had. We ended up sitting by Leesburg Airport and just watched the planes fly by. We just enjoyed our time together. It was raining because I remember the car being covered in rain, thinking, "Oh, well, this is how it's gonna blend in with everything." So, I the last adventure that we had was by far the happiest time I've ever had. It was for our third anniversary. We celebrated a couple days late because of the date, September 11th. was not exactly to celebrate, so we postponed it for like a day and a half, 2 days later. And we ended up going really far. We went out to West Virginia, visited your sister, and got food out there. But what made that date so special was the ride home. It was late at night, about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and we were traveling home. And that was the night when we really confessed that we loved each other so much and that we were in it together for everything. And as we were driving, um, I actually felt you put your hand into mine, which was new for us. And you placed your head on my shoulder, and we drove like that. I was focused on the road with one hand on the wheel and the other hand in your hand, and your head was on my shoulder, and I could hear you just breathing happily. And it made everything better. You actually did change my life that night, because that was the moment I knew I wanted to spend my life with you. But I knew it was moving really fast, and I knew you weren't ready, so I didn't say anything. And I knew I wasn't ready for anything that way, so everything just was amazing for that. And I took you home, and I said my final goodbye in person to you. That was the last time I saw you in person. And after that, that's when the real hit came, that the two-faced person from before ended up telling so many lies about me. And multiple people have confirmed this. So I'm going to go with what I've heard from multiple accounts, that I've had my name slandered. And unfortunately, you did believe her. And all of a sudden, it wasn't the same. You were second guessing yourself. You were second guessing your relationship. And all of a sudden, you didn't love me anymore. And there was nothing I could do. And by pure coincidence, apparently when I blocked the person on Instagram from the first month anniversary-ish time, because my phone is not a normal smartphone, it didn't have a normal Instagram app. So apparently never actually blocked it, it just made it blocked on my viewing. So it looked bad, and there was nothing I could do to prove it. And it just threw me for a loop. So in late September, I finally got the message from you saying that you didn't know if you wanted to continue the relationship. And that fucked me up. And I didn't know what to do. So I sat there, and I actually had to leave work from it, because it just threw me out. I left work and I just went for a drive. And you and I talked almost the entire time while driving. And eventually got to the point where you just said, or I came up with the idea of taking a break from the relationship for you to kind of collect your thoughts and everything. But little did I know that that one maneuver would forever destroy myself. Because after that, just everything went more and more downhill. And a few days later, I just stopped talking to everyone, because I couldn't. Everything hurt. And when I did talk again, you were the first person I messaged, and I found out that you had blocked me on everything. You blocked me on Instagram, you blocked me on Facebook, you blocked my phone number, everything, all because someone had told you lies about me. And there was nothing I could do to prove them wrong. So, and it just sent me into a horrible depression. I had so much going through my head, like, what could I have done differently? What could I have changed? What would have kept her? I wanted to keep you so bad. All I know is that losing you is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And following this incident, it got to the point where I had tried to take my life again. And it took 5 people, one of whom actually did end up calling the cops to get me to stop. And I couldn't. I almost took my life that night. And I couldn't do anything. Just everything felt so numb. My whole world was turned around. I lost you. I lost the one I cared about. I lost everything. Because as you left, you didn't just take my girlfriend, but you took my best friend. You took the one that I could trust with all my heart, with everything I ever had. You're the one that I could actually know I loved. So, as I come to now, I've been informed by people that you are no longer friends with this person. However, you don't even want to try being friends with me anymore. And really, that's what hurts the most. Because I want, even if I don't get a relationship with you ever again, even if I never have that chance to make it up to you and prove that I do want to date you still, even if I never get that chance to say I love you again, I still wanted to be your friend. And I always will. You're going to be the one person I'm never going to move on from. Because just how much you've affected my life. You gave me life again. You made me feel alive. You made me not hate myself. Loving you made me forget what it was to hate myself. But now you're gone. So maybe someday someone will show you this video or somehow it'll get shared. But even if not, this is my closure. This is my final goodbye to you. I'm going to forever miss you. And I hope that one day I do get to talk to you again. Maybe it won't be now, maybe it won't be in a couple months, maybe it won't be for a couple of years. But I want to talk to you again. So bad. I know that you've probably forgotten about me and everything I've ever done. But I'll never forget about you. Because I can't. This is kind of the end of this part of my life. Everything's changed for me. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to date again because of this. Because I don't want anyone else. That's my thing, is I no longer want anyone else. But I can't have you. I miss you. But I understand why you're gone. I just hope one day you come back. Goodbye, my longtime friend. I hope life carries you wherever you want it to. I hope you achieve your dreams. I hope everything works out for you. And I hope that one day when you find the right guy, I hope he treats you like the goddess you are. Because you really were a goddess among us mortals. And I was lucky just to be friends with you, let alone date you for a time. I hope everything works out for you, and I hope that you have a wonderful life. I hope that I hope your life is as amazing as you are. Goodbye, my friend. It's been a while.